Hello, everybody. I'm Chris Cope, and Karen over at Aortic Hope has been nice enough to name me a ambassador for her charity, which is super dope. I'm so excited. She also asked me to share my story of my ascending aortic aneurysm that I had about 7 years ago while on the road performing. I'm a stand-up comic. I just did Conan last month. That was cool. I'm on a new thing on Amazon called Inside Joke with Asif Ali. Another cool thing. But this video is going to be about my aneurysm. Haven't really gone into depth and talked about it in a long while. I kind of do what I do on stage, and it's cathartic enough in the sense that I get to bring it up and share it with people, but without having to go into too much of like the nitty-gritty details, you know? That's never know it. The audiences don't exactly enjoy that always. So let's dive in. It happened about 7 years ago in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. It was the first time I'd actually flown for a gig. That will come into play later. I was flying up there to a Comedy Zone gig in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. We did the Friday show. Friday show went great. Saturday, it was a normal day. I woke up, I sightseed. I went, sightsaw? I don't know. I went to the Capitol building, which is scary to think my last day on Earth I could have spent inside a government building, you know? But I went to the Capitol building. I remember I got food. I ate like shit that weekend. It was complete garbage. I mean, at that point I was eating like garbage every day. I get back to the hotel like 2 o'clock. Sat down, just surfing the emails, doing stuff, and then I started feeling this just pain in my chest that, I mean, it was indigestion times 1,000. And, you know, like I say in my act, at first I thought it was the McDonald's, you know, but honestly, when it happened, it was so pronounced and so painful, it put me back on my bed. Like, I laid back on the bed to kind of like stretch out and feel better, and then it just got worse, and got worse. I called my mom, I told her what was going on. She told me to hang up, call 911, like any smart mother would. I called 911, told them, you know, that I thought I was having a heart attack. That's what it felt like. So I told 911 that. I remember I called the front desk. I also told them, I don't know why, but just to let them know I was calling 911. It was weird when the cop arrived. Sorry for that pause. I was just thinking back. Because after I made the phone call, my hands kind of like locked up like this. Like in this, I went into shock. And I couldn't use my phone anymore. And I'm just kind of laying there. And I remember the hotel manager let the police officer in. It was a police officer, was the first guy that showed up. And he kept asking, where are the drugs? Where are the drugs? Like literally, I think he asked it like 3 times. And I was like, I smoke weed. And he's like, we didn't do this. And I'm like, well, neither did other drugs, you know. I'm a giant man laying on a bed. We can get an idea where the heart trouble's coming from. And, you know, they got another 2 couple cops in. And then finally the EMT showed up. And, I mean, it was a group effort getting me on that gurney. Well, the shitty thing was it was snowing outside. And I'm in my underwear. You know, like any human by himself in a hotel room. I'm in my underwear, and, you know, I started having the chest pain. I wasn't exactly going to put clothes on, you know, while I waited for help. So, they got me on the gurney. They get me to the EMT, you know, the ambulance, got me to the hotel, or the hotel, excuse me. Got me, they got me to the ER. And I remember when I checked in, it was just like, what is going on? Oh my God. You know, like, because they were kind of unclear, like, well, you're not having a heart attack. I was like, okay, but they're still trying to figure out what's wrong with me, why, you know, I'm having, so I think they did, I want to say a CAT scan, and then they did a CT scan, and the CT scan showed that I was having an aneurysm, right here. I'll show the scar since we're getting there, and this is where the aneurysm happened, in the ascending aorta. Yeah, man. It was just weird laying in that bed. It was interesting having to sign consent away because I asked the guy, what happens if I don't sign? and he goes, I'll never forget this. He goes, we'll make you as comfortable as we can, and you'll die in about a day. I was like, where do I sign? Where do I sign? You know, it was one of those like, holy shit, you have to ask to save my life. It was very, just kind of weird, like, very, very taken aback by it. And I kept talking to the nurse. I talked to the hospital chaplain. And then the nurse came in and she asked me if I want to talk to my mom again. And I was like, well, I talked to her earlier. She's like, no. Do you want to talk to her one more time? And that's when it hit me. Like, oh shit. This could be it. This is the last time I'm going to get to talk to my mom. It definitely, it was definitely great. It was a great conversation, you know. She prayed with me, and, you know, she was like, you're in good hands, you're in doctors, they're going to take care of you. You know, it's a great hospital, apparently, for cardiology. Everyone said that. It was very reassuring at that point to hear that. Like, you're in the great, I mean, the fact that I'm here, not great, but the fact that I'm here, great. You know, and I remember Dr. Mumtaz came in, and he didn't beat around the bush. He was like, you have a very low chance for success, but I'm going to do everything I can. I think it was like 3 other surgeons, too. There was like a 6-hour thing. So, I mean, it took the village. I'm glad I'm funny. In fact, the cool thing was I gave Dr. Mumtaz a shout-out when I did Conan last month, and he was able to reach out to me via Twitter, so I got to finally say thank you to the man that saved my life. Honestly, I thought I would cry for much later in the video. I didn't think I'd be 7 minutes in, and I'm tearing up like a bastard. Oh, god damn it. Oh, man. But yeah, just an experience. Go from having a full schedule of gigs, that's my main focus in life, you know, at that point, was to get on the road as much as I could. And then I'm laying in a hospital bed in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, begging God to live. You know? Definitely makes you rethink a lot of choices, and hopefully, you know, I still struggle with my weight and eating healthy, so it's something that I'm constantly at battle with. But, you know, I do my best, and sometimes I fall short. I'm working on it, though. It's always a work in progress. If you don't give up, you can't quit, you know? I woke up from that surgery. That was one of the most painful feelings I'd ever had. I mean, it hurt to blink. They just had my chest was sat open like this while they're, you know, fixing everything. And 6 months before I was kind of back to normal. For the first 90 days, I mean, that was just, I couldn't sleep on my back. I had to sleep in a reclining chair. I mean, I damn near cried every day because my emotions were all over the place. I had to take iron pills, a bunch of medication, finally got that worked out. You know, and it was just, there wasn't much physical therapy I could do. Like, I've had shoulder surgery, and I did a lot of physical therapy, and there's like, oh, there's more stretching, and you can kind of rebuild. Not much rebuilding when you have your chest, you know, ripped open and put back together. That's not how it's supposed to ever happen. So, just dealt with it, you know. I kind of like the fact that my scar is still kind of prominent. It gives me a reminder, you know, to take care of myself as much as I can. It's crazy. Yeah, I was off the road for 6 full months, and that, I mean, this is why I love doing what I do, you know, and I think being able to share my story on stage helps. People walk up all the time and tell me they're happy I'm around, and I'm like, I'm a stranger to you, and you still care that I'm here. That you know, it means I'm doing something right, I guess, but I'm just happy to share, you know. And chicks dig scars. Kidding. My girlfriend's amazing, and I love her, and she's one of the best things that's ever happened to me. But yeah, what an interesting life. What a story. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad you guys liked it. Hopefully it was adequate in time length. I don't know how long it's supposed to be to share. But yeah, I would. Let me know what you think. Have a great day.